Now the final stage. Let us draw the complete structure, try and draw the complete structure of a human face. I don't know whether this will resemble the human or not, but we will try and draw it more of a human face. And let us draw here the two eyelids, put here. Then we show the median nasal process. This we show median nasal process in this way. The external nose. Then we show here, this is the philtrum, and we show the upper lip. Similarly, we show the lower lip. This is how we make rough diagram. This is just a rough representation, and we divide at this level, we put a line. Why we put a line? So it will be more easier now for us. Therefore, now these two are ala. These are the ala and the nostrils, as we can easily demarcate. We give this as green color, so the entire dorsum of the nose will develop from frontonasal process. And here we show this with the green color, frontonasal process. Then we show here maxillary portion here, we show it as blue. This is the region where it will develop from maxillary process. Very rough. We will just give it so that we are able to differentiate the area. And here in this region, upper lip, we demarcate it by dividing into central portion of the upper lip, lateral portion. The lateral portion, maxillary, lateral portion of upper lip will develop from maxillary process. What about the central portion? It will develop from frontonasal process. So the central part of upper lip, frontonasal process. What about this philtrum? This philtrum will develop from frontonasal process. And the remaining portion here, this will be maxillary process. This will be the maxillary process. Now the lower part. In the lower part, we will straight away go to the mandibular portion. This is how the mandibular portion will develop. And what about the lower lip? The entire lower lip will develop from mandibular process. This completes our development of face. Now in the last diagram, we have seen that all the structures that have developed dorsolaterally, that is the lens cord and all the maxillary prominences, they have migrated and grown more median side. They have come more on the front side, anteriorly. From dorsolateral side, they have migrated anteriorly. Now, please note down. Therefore, after the final diagram here, according to this diagram, point number 1, the frontonasal process will develop into dorsum of the nose, nostrils, ala of the nose, the philtrum, and the central part of the upper lip and premaxilla. That will be our frontonasal process. And we know that frontonasal process first initially was divided into median nasal process and lateral nasal process, and the remaining is the what we have discussed. Lateral nasal processes, they have fused with the maxillary process and they will develop into ala. Similarly, the median nasal process will form dorsum of the nose, nasal septum, philtrum, central part of upper lip, premaxilla. Now this second portion, that is maxillary processes, they will develop into, please note down, they will develop into cheek, then lateral part of upper lip, and they will develop into upper jaw. Then we come to last part, and that is mandibular part. This mandibular process will develop into lower jaw and lower lips. This completes the development of entire face. Now anomalies, very important anomalies, right? These 4 anomalies. Number 1, the first anomaly, I will go over here. These are the anomalies. The first anomaly will be our hare lip, or it is known as the cleft lip. Please write it in this way, H-A-R-E, hare lip or cleft lip. Now these anomalies are asked in MCQs. Hare lip or cleft lip. Normally the hares, rabbits are having a cleft in the upper lip. So therefore this hare lip or cleft lip in human beings is more common in upper lip than in lower lip. But here also, if the hare lip or cleft lip is present in the median plane, central hair cleft or central cleft lip, that is because of non-fusion of the 2 globular swellings of median nasal process, MCQ or 1 mark question answer. Second, if the hare lip or cleft palate is present here in the lateral part of upper lip, that is because of non-fusion of maxillary process with the globular process of median nasal process. Third, if the hare lip is present in the lower lip, anywhere, central, lateral, anywhere, that is simply because of non-fusion of the 2 mandibular process. So there are 3 hare lips or cleft lips. Median in the upper lip because of non-fusion of the globular processes with each other. Lateral upper lip because of the non-fusion of maxillary process with the globular process. And lower lip non-fusion of mandibular. Then we come to the second. Very important, oblique facial cleft. Oblique facial cleft. Sometimes non-fusion of maxillary process with, if we come down here, please come down here. Maxillary process with the lateral nasal process, then what will happen? This naso-optic furrow will remain exposed on the surface. So this naso-optic furrow, if it remains exposed on the surface, if we come down here, it will lead to development of like this way, oblique cleft like this, from the medial angle of eye till the lateral angle of the mouth. And this is known as oblique facial cleft. Non-fusion of maxillary process with the lateral nasal process. Then we come to the third anomaly. Now here, this will be known as macrostomia. Macro. In macrostomia, the mouth will be large. And why the mouth will be large? Because of the less fusion of maxillary with mandibular process. These 2 processes will fuse very less. Only small amount will fuse with each other, as a result of which the mouth will be very large. And the last one will be known as microstoma. And what is microstoma? Opposite of macrostoma, in which there will be excess of fusion of maxillary and mandibular process. Maxillary and mandibular process will fuse in excess, so it will lead to a very small aperture of the mouth, stomodium. That is the last anomaly of the development of face. So here we finish our development of the face. Thank you very much.